All right, so let's get into this video by Fight Focus. This one is Strangest MMA Moments. I haven't really got into MMA like that because I've just seen some things that I wish I could forget. Like, I've seen motherfuckers' legs get broke. Crazy, like, injuries and shit that I just could never, ever forget. But yeah, we're about to hop straight into this video, so
Fight Focus. And for today's video, we will be covering the strangest MMA fights to ever happen. Also, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. Let's get to it. There is no debate that MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world, but it doesn't mean that it can stop strange situations from happening. The mixed martial arts community is certainly not immune to these moments. We have seen insane mismatches that have caused you to wonder who even put the fight together, or what drugs were they on that caused them to do so. For this video, we have compiled the list of instances where MMA fights were put together, but turned out to be some of the strangest MMA fights to ever happen. Number 11, Oleg Mongol. A Russian bodybuilder known as Popeye was destroyed in an MMA fight in 3 minutes by an opponent 20 years his senior. Kirill Terashin, who was 23 years old at the time, injected his muscles with highly dangerous synthol and developed huge Popeye-like arms. The former soldier was submitted in an MMA bout in the first round. Terashin came out swinging and connected with some early punches, but was later clinched to the cage, taken down, and tapped out after a choke. Number 10, Mirko Cro Cop. What happens when you put a WWE wrestler up against one of the most ruthless kickers in MMA? Well, see for yourself.
Mirko comes with that strong left leg.
The left kick immediately dropped the masked Del Rio in the corner of the ring, and Cro Cop got one more shot in for good luck and ended the match just 46 seconds in. Number 9, Gabby Garcia. There's no denying Ryzen's bout between Gabby Garcia and 49-year-old pro wrestler Yumiko Hoda was an absolute circus, but it was just what the doctor ordered.
Hoda trying to punch back, but it's simply too much here. Garcia throwing some punches here, going for the ground and pound finish, hammer fist, right hands, the referee says that is enough.
Hoda, in total pro wrestling fashion, hit the ropes on the outside of the fight. Then Garcia looked somewhat confused, but by the time Hoda hit the ropes for a third time and turned for the fourth, Garcia simply had enough. She snatched her up and started hammering her with punches and knees. There was nothing masterful or technical about this fight. It was just a larger, stronger woman pummeling a grandmother. Number 8, Emmanuel Yarbrough. When it comes down to the differences in weight, nothing beats the fight between the world's heaviest athlete by Guinness Book of World Records, Emmanuel Yarbrough, and Daiju Takase.
Emmanuel Yarbrough gets on. No, get out! Oh my God!
This looks like a little kid hitting
For the better part of the fight, Takase was implementing a solid game by circling around and using his kicks and overhand punches, but at one point Takase went on a suicide mission by diving for a single leg and ending up on his back with 600 pounds on top of him. As the grappling exchange progressed, Takase managed to squeeze out and finish the job with the ground and pound. Number 7, Alan McLaughlin. Transgender fighters are for sure not a common thing when it comes down to combat sports, but this one by far was one of the more enraging matchups ever seen.
Big, now the strength
tried to go for the double.
go up, does pretty well, gets her on the ground now. And now
we might have a
deep, and the tap. Alana McLaughlin victorious.
The end result wasn't shocking since the fighter used to be a Navy SEAL. McLaughlin decisively seized her moment in round 2. She executed a takedown to negate Provost's height and reach. Once she had the grapple she wanted, McLaughlin applied a rear naked chokehold to force a submission at 1 minute and 29 seconds left in the round. Number 6, Kyle Maynard. It takes a lot of balls to step into an octagon where limitations to the fight are minimal. It takes even more balls to do it when you are at a big disadvantage, but nonetheless, respect should be given where it's due.
Brian Fry's legs out from under him, but Fry was able to stay on his feet and won that match on point.
Whoever approved of this, you need to go to hell. You need to go to hell with gasoline draws, and I hope
30-27. The 23-year-old Maynard is a former high school.
Former college wrestler Kyle Maynard has arms that end at his elbows and legs that end above the knee, but he still made his way into the octagon to fight Brian Fry, to whom he would lose his MMA debut. There wasn't much Kyle could do, but Brian also played it fair by implementing jabs that wouldn't immediately end the fight. One thing you can't do is take away from Kyle's heart to compete. Number 5, Matt Betzold. On to another case of a fighter that didn't care about disadvantages despite having an amputated leg. MMA fighter Matt Betzold was able to submit his opponent Jimmy Marquez with an insanely tight guillotine choke in the middle of the second round. Yup, a man with one leg was able to choke his opponent with an insanely tight choke. But you also have to respect Matt and his opponent for putting on a classy fight. After this fight, Matt would fight Brandon Moreno and will lose to a decision. Yup, the current featherweight champion in the UFC. Number 4, Fallon Fox. Fallon Fox, the first MMA fighter to come out as transgender, once fractured the skull of her opponent in an MMA fight in 2014, and it was not pretty. Fox was challenging Tamika Brents at CCCW event, where the 45-year-old fighter brutally defeated her American opponent. She was overpowered by Fox to an extent that even the orbital bone inside her skull was fractured. Number 3, Takumi Yano. This insanely strange fight comes to us from Deep 9 Impact, where smaller Takumi Yano would face off against Brazo de Plata, or also known as Super Porky. The fight would literally just be Takumi running around Brazo, trying not to have all his weight crushed on him. Eventually though, after Takumi would Forrest Gump himself across the ring, Porky eventually chased him down and would get him on the canvas till they would get back on their feet. Despite all that, Yano would eventually get a heel hook in the first seconds of the second round. Believe it or not, number 2, Spider-Man. Nope, this is not something we made up. This fight occurred at the Hardest Man competition back in 2013, but who would come out the winner in this instance?
Come through, and nice mobility from corners. It does look a bit comickish, to say the least. That's right, and it's all over, and I think Spider.
It quickly became clear from his crisp combinations and plum Muay Thai clinch that Spider-Man was the far more superior mixed martial artist and began to pick the pair apart. This fight would all end with Spider-Man actually winning the bout, then getting taken down by the Riddler right after his fight. And yes, onto the strangest one you'll see all day. Number 1, Darina Madzuik. Size doesn't always matter in fights, and Russian female MMA fighter Darina Madzuik proved the same by finishing blogger Gregory Chisyakov in a fight with a huge twist. Darina maintained range and threw some vicious shots at her opponent. One of her strikes caught the blogger right on the money as the latter went crashing down on the mat. Darina immediately pounced on her fallen opponent and began to dish out some nasty ground and pound, forcing him to tap out the strikes. And this resulted in Darina getting a contract with Bellator MMA. Nope, this is not a joke. And that right there concludes this video. If you made it this far, let us know how we did in the comments below.
I feel like the promoters or whoever the hell it is, whoever the people are that are booking these fights, putting these fights together, I feel like they know what they're doing. I feel like it's all to be like a circus act. I don't know. It's just some of it. I don't know. It don't seem right. But yeah, y'all, that was my reaction to this video. If you guys enjoyed my reaction, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on my next reaction video.